Everyone, welcome to our March the 17th meeting of the Baldwin County Commission. And at this time, if Pastor Brent Shaw with the First Baptist Church here in Fairhope will lead us in the invocation, followed by the pledge from Commissioner Underwood.
Glad to. Let's bow our heads in prayer, please. Father, as the psalmist reminds us, this is the day the Lord has made, and we will rejoice in it. Father, we rejoice because we live in the greatest nation on the earth, Lord, the land of the free and the home of the brave. And Father, we rejoice because we live in such a beautiful part of our nation here in Baldwin County. And Father, we rejoice today because you have blessed us individually as well. And so, Father, we come before you today seeking your presence here in this meeting. Lord, I pray for your grace upon each person who's here. Lord, I pray for wisdom for our county commissioners and those who lead and those who will speak. Lord, let the words of our mouths and the meditations of our heart be acceptable to you today, Lord, as we speak. Help us to do so with grace and with truth and with peace in mind. And Father, today, we just pray your blessings over everyone gathered here. May the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face toward you and give you his peace. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all very much. All right, get started. Do I hear a motion to adopt the minutes?
So moved.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Got a motion to adopt the minutes from Commissioner Underwood, seconded by Commissioner McKenzie. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes, the ayes have it. Okay. Next is our payment of the bills. And this, I'm going to make the motion that this report includes 620 invoices and distribution totaling $14,919,090.14. And so, do I hear a motion that we pay the bills?
Did you make that motion, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll make the motion.
All right, I'll second it.
Okay. Got a motion in second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Next, we have the ratification of interim payments as allowed by policy 8.1. And in that report includes 72 invoices and a distribution totaling $6,183,769.08. Okay.
I'll make a motion. We approve that.
All right, got a motion
I'll second.
and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Okay, next is our consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve our consent agenda as discussed in the work session prior to this meeting, with the notation that item CN2 as a pending receipt and approval by the county attorney. Item CO2 has been pulled at the request of the assistant county engineer. Item CR3 is pulled at the request of the personnel director. And also we discussed that we would add the addenda items GA1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay. All right, I got a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Okay. Next will be, just one second. Okay. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and see if Mr. Connor, David Connor, he's the attorney for our litigations, opioid litigations, and he's got a report for us. and we need to do some house cleaning for that.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, I'm here on behalf of the consortium of attorneys that are representing Baldwin County in the national opioid litigation. As you know, the County Commission for Baldwin County was one of the initial entities, along with a large group from other states, to engage in the opioid litigation and become a party to that litigation. And you all have continued to pursue those claims on behalf of Baldwin County to address that matter and the harm and injury that has been suffered in the past and will continue to be suffered by people suffering from opioid addiction, and also the impacts on families, communities, and agencies and funding. Today I bring before you a proposed resolution authorizing the settlement of certain claims against several defendants, including, subject to the terms of the settlement agreements and final execution and participation agreements by the required agencies, against Associated Pharmacies, Inc., American Associated Pharmacies, James Smith Corporation, Louisiana Wholesale Drug Company, Inc., Morrison-Dixon Company, North Carolina Mutual Wholesale Drug Company, Inc., United Foods, Inc., excluding some of their subsidiaries that are associated with them and including others, in accordance with the terms of that agreement. This agreement is contingent, has been agreed upon by the state of Alabama and approved by the Attorney General's office, but it is subject to approval by the required number of participating entities, of which Baldwin County is one. And it is a recommendation of your consortium that you approve this settlement agreement and authorize the chairman to execute the participation agreements, sign-on agreements, and any other documents deemed necessary to effect this settlement. The proceeds will then be paid in accordance with the terms of the settlement like you're receiving funds now, and it will also be subject to the limitations on the use of those funds, including that it be used for abatement and other issues related to the opioid litigation and issues.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we accept Mr. Connor's recommendation and to approve resolution number 2026-067, authorizing the county to join the state of Alabama and other local governments as participants in this current and future opioid settlements as discussed by him.
Okay, you got a motion?
I'll second it, Mr. Chairman.
Seconded by Commissioner McKenzie. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioners. On behalf of the county, we thank you for your efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have, I guess it's our planning and zoning. So, I guess our the public hearings, if you want to come up first, you know. The first one.
All right, the first rezoning request is the Jones property, and they're requesting that it be rezoned from RA, Rural Agricultural, to RSF2, Single Family District. The subject property is located in Planning District 32, just south of Josephine Drive and west of Moss Oaks Lane. It's currently zoned RA, Rural Agricultural, and the applicant is asking that it be rezoned to RSF2, Residential Single Family. The total acreage of this parcel is 4.13 acres. It is currently used as residential. We did receive some comments back from agency, one being from Scott Brown and from ADEM. Here is the subject property and the adjacent properties. Here, the parcel is highlighted. You can see it's zoned RA, and it is also adjacent to RA zoning. Most of this area is residential or timberland. Here's the future land use map. It shows the parcel as ideal conservation or conservation development. The subject property and the surrounding areas are primary ideal conservation and preservation according to the FLU map. The subject property is an area of low density and residential development. And staff has determined that the requested zoning map amendment would somewhat be consistent with the factors. And the Baldwin County Planning and Zoning, and it is not consistent with the future land use map, and the smart growth card has it as somewhat supports.
Okay. Commissioners, y'all have any questions?
Yeah, the question I have is, it looks like with the picture in this brochure that you gave us, there's a house already established there?
Correct. There is a house
House already
on
there.
there, and I believe the applicant is planning on doing a family division. They want to split the lot.
Split, so that's the reason for the, okay.
Correct.
And they can't do it with rural agriculture?
No, they cannot.
All right. I just wanted to let the, that's all I had, thank you.
I had quite a bit of discussion about this with Jay, and he was out last week, and so I did a lot of research on my own, and then I followed up with him yesterday. Something came to my attention just last week when I was asked to come to Fort Morgan and look at a lot that's a long and skinny lot. You know, these lots were not laid out by anybody in the recent future. These
Right.
lots have been laid out for decades, maybe 100 years or more. I know the ones in Fort Morgan are like that. And while rural agriculture is probably not a correct zoning for this, because if my research shows right, there was a dwelling that's property tax since 1965, and there's a couple of maybe barns or outbuildings that are also on there. I just feel like that any splitting of this lot would create future access problems, not to mention the ones that were mentioned by ADM. And I think that some things we can't go backwards about some of the things that have already been there, but that I just really can't see how this request was thought to be a solution, even though sometimes you have to do things to settle estates and different things like that. Sometimes it's not as simple as splitting land up. I know even in the Bible, you can't cut a baby in half. And I know that's not the same thing as as cutting a child in half or anything like that, but it is when it comes to splitting something that is not wide enough to split. And so I was just kind of really started looking at these, because I don't see how you could even do a flag lot on that. I don't know how you could do a split on that without, it looks like a situation that wasn't created at any time in the recent future, and in the past, and I just think this is a complicated situation, and I don't want to exacerbate it.
So the question that I think you already answered it. So there's a house already established, and they want to split it up where the family a sibling or somebody can build there?
I believe
That's their purpose?
their kids.
And it's 4 point something acres?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. The RA zoning, you have to be 210 feet wide, 3 acres. The RSF2 allows 15,000 square foot lots with 80, and they can be 80 foot wide.
And that's everybody's goal in life, is to have their family close to them, if they would like to split their property up, so.
Just to add to that, Commissioner, in RA zoning, you can have 2 dwellings.
You can or cannot?
You can on
You
a single
can.
lot, yeah.
They can
So there
put 2
can
dwellings
be
in
2
there.
dwellings on a lot as it sits.
So what was their purpose in wanting to rezone RSF2 then?
So
If they can already do it RA?
To split the lot to 2 different fee simple lots. And
Okay.
it's only 100 feet wide, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Do we have anybody signed up to?
Yes, sir. We have 2 people signed up.
Okay.
The first one is Michael Taylor.
All right. Michael? If you will, please state your name and your address. And
Good morning. My name is Michael Taylor. I'm the adjoining property, 29382 Josephine Drive, the parcel directly to the west. The property that they have they have deeded access through my driveway. So my concern is if it's subdivided, how that access would.
How it would go to them?
Yes.
They can deed it to, they can help them with that too?
Yeah. I mean,
I've got it across my property.
Yeah.
I got, property where I got 7 residents that live down, that go across my property. So
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, currently it's basically a rental house, and there's tremendous amount of traffic through my property. And my concern is they have to maintain access to the road. Am I correct?
It's a complicated situation with the size of the lots.
Yeah, they're very long and very narrow. Anyway, I'm not in opposition to anything they want to do. I'm just
Worried about the
expressing my concerns about the access to the property.
Well, I can tell you this from my experience, and we'll hold time, but what you could do is that you and the neighbors can come up with a maintenance agreement to help you with that. And then you get them attorneys and you have a maintenance agreement. That's what's on my property.
Okay.
And people can help you maintain that easement.
Well, we already have an agreement like that.
There you go. But that's one way to doing it. So,
But if we're adding
the way we're growing,
if we're adding additional people, I don't, that's.
Sure.
So, anyway.
But thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have another one, Sherry Smith.
My name's Sherry Smith. I'm one of the adjacent property owners. My great-grandfather was one of the original settlers of Josephine, and so I don't want to see any changes that we can keep from happening. I'm certainly in favor of them having, a lot for their child to build a house on. That's no problem. But when I read what the zoning they're wanting, it sounded to me like you could have more than one other house. You could have as many as 4 or 5 houses. And I worry about runoff from the storms, because it does run down the hill to the bay on all our property, and the more that is compromised, I just worry about things like that. Plus, we are a small, close community, and we like to keep that feeling. Now, I have with me the Rowe property, which is next door to mine on Josephine Drive, and then the Mims property, which is next door to them, and then the next property is the Hutchings property, and Tom has indicated, we thought he would be here talking, so I'm not fully prepared, but that he is not in favor of this. He's got 2 houses on his long lot that are family. And again, we have no problem with that, but we don't see the reason to put a subdivision zoning in our place.
Thank
so
you.
That's basically,
Thank you.
We have nothing against them or anything, but we just want to keep Josephine as long as we can.
Thank you.
Jay, can I ask you that, since you brought that up? How many houses can be built on that?
Each parcel can have 2 homes, can have a primary dwelling and a secondary dwelling.
And that's it?
And that's it, yeah.
And if they decide to go more, are you going to shut them down and say you can't go?
Beyond that, it's a code violation, violating the zoning ordinance. But if it's divided into additional lots, each one of those new lots can have 2 dwellings on it. So basically, when you're multiplying by a potential of 2 with each lot.
All right, thank you.
Okay. I failed to call this case for a public hearing, which is case number Z2601 with the Jones property rezoning. So we are in a public hearing on this one. So is there anyone else signed up?
There's no other sign up.
Okay. Is there anyone who'd like to speak? Okay, if you will.
Good morning. My name is Pete Jones. This is my wife Ashley. We're the property owners of Josephine Drive, and our intent was to not to go in with a big subdivision or whatever else. And I know the way these things can sometimes look and appear. We have consulted numerous people over the last number of years, from Goodwin Mills, Cahood, Scott Hutchinson, Melissa Hadley. We've contacted Buford King, Fabia Waters, Corey wrote, just a number of people. And in addition to that, I'd like to just address a couple of things. The intent, of course, is to deed of the property to my wife Ashley, put it in her name. We do have 3 kids that we would like the flexibility, if they wanted to put in a very small home at some point, that they would have the opportunity to do that in the future. And I will address Mr. Taylor's concerns about the driveway. With the proposed RSF2, that would not be accessible from the current deeded drive to the end-use house. This would allow another drive into that 100-foot lot from the blacktop. So it would not affect, Michael, would not affect your drive or our drive as it is. I too have been a long-time resident and property owner. My family, actually there's a little log cabin right next to it, and Harry and Carmen still own that currently, and as young couples, when my parents were first married, they would go down to that log cabin. And the 300 feet that was adjacent to them, which is where the Jones property is, at one time was the Hodson property, and now Michael Taylor owns it, and Carolyn Nelson is the next owner. And so we ended up building in 1963, Hodson built in 64, and they ended up, it is going to have a limited number of houses that can be built, mainly because of the topography of the land. We recognize that the stormwater runoff, it's an A7 floodplain. Well, I'm well aware of that. I've been through countless hurricanes down there, so I know the property probably as well as anybody down there, including Mr. Hutchins. And so, anyway, well, we ended up, the 300 feet became available, and my father and Bob Hodson purchased the 300 feet, and they actually had a gentleman's agreement. They flipped a coin, and Dad won the toss, and so we built in 63, and it was a family affair, and the Hodsons came down and worked, and they worked on the house we built, and then the following year, we did the same thing on their property in 64. So I know, I'm sorry?
Yeah, time's
Okay,
up.
so I'm a little bit long-winded here, but the intent, of course, is not to have other people come in and build a multi-subdivision. We're going to be limited in what can be built because the property was actually on our side. The reason it drives on the Taylor side right now is because they ended up moving dirt from our property to build the lots up in order to build both houses. And so that's the reason, but very conscious of the water runoff. That actually is used as a retention pond. It doesn't have to be, but that's the way it's turned out. So I am a good steward of the property. I've maintained the property, and I had permission from both the Steels and Taylors at the time.
Okay. All right, thank you much. All right, is there anyone else? If not, public hearing is closed. Commissioners?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion based on first of all, it doesn't really even get a very good scorecard, number one, and number two, this is a request to rezone. This is not a request to subdivide. And so looking at the length of the property and some of the other issues that we are encountering with long, skinny pieces of property like this, I will make a motion that we deny this request for rezoning.
Okay. Got a motion made by Commissioner Underwood to deny this request. Do I hear a second? I'll second that motion. All right. Any further discussion? All right. All in favor of denying, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Okay. It's 2-1. Okay. Next is the case number Z2602, which is the Werner Farm property rezoning. Selena?
All right. This is a request to rezone some property in Planning District 21. Currently, it is zoned RA. The applicant is asking that it be rezoned to RSF3, which is Residential Single Family District. It's located on north of County Road 12 South and east of Magnolia Springs Highway. The total acreage is around 156, and it's currently used as agricultural. The applicant has this request for residential use. Here is the adjacent properties. Here is the locator map. You can see that it has a lot of RA zoning around it. And then at the intersection of Magnolia Springs Highway and 12 South, there is some residential area. There is RSF 2, 3, there is some RSF 4 and 1. Most of this area is residential and agricultural. This is a picture of the flume map, and these two parcels that are requested for rezoning fall under the ideal conservation preservation areas and the rural agricultural low impact development. Here, this is a map showing the recent rezonings since Planning District 21 became zoned. There has been a couple around the intersection, mostly residential and some commercial. All right, the request is to go from RA, which allows 3 acres, and the RSF3 allows 10,000 square foot acres. The staff has determined that the requested zoning map amendment is somewhat consistent with the factors, and it is not consistent with the future land use map. The Smart Growth Scorecard somewhat supports this request.
I'm going to call the case number Z26002, the Warner property, the hearing to order. Is there anyone signed up to speak on this, please?
Yes, we have 3 signed up. The first is Ms. Tracy Gamble.
All right, Ms. Campbell.
Okay. Good morning. Tracy Gamble, 32054 Bartell Street, Alberta, Alabama. This rezoning request is 155 acres. She just said 156. It was 168. I don't know what it is now. Anyway, versus the most high-density property that is nearby on 39 acres. Have any of you visited this location?
Yes.
Good.
I went last night for the 3rd time.
Wonderful. Thank you. I have as well. So it is 155 acres is half a mile square of land mass. It is the very definition of sprawl, the destruction of the countryside being a significant part of that definition. Let's see, I think I have to. Comparing 155 acres to the nearest subdivision on 39 acres is not reasonable comparison. It is 4 times larger. RSF3, 10,000 square feet on 39 acres equals 156 homes, or approximately 312 people and automobiles. 155 acres at RSF3 is approximately 620 homes, or approximately 1,240 people and automobiles. In a world where infrastructure is falling further and further behind development, rezoning rural agriculture to RSF3 is far-reaching. When will we say no? Think about the short-term and the long-term effects of the county as a whole. In the number of people and automobiles, the quality of life, the infrastructure, the sewer capacity being a big issue in this case, emergency services that are already strained and over capacity recently, and the tourists have not even arrived yet. It's the quality of the life for those already living in the vicinity. Once approved, the next adjacent parcel is subject to the same or similar leap in density, and this housing development would create sprawl. Why do you think that Foley, Orange Beach... Oh, I had failed to ask for 5 minutes. I have signatures of 74. I'm so sorry, I forgot that in the beginning. Robert Stale Fairhope have placed moratoriums on rapid development and rezonings in the recent past, with Gulf Shores considering that option. Oops. I guess we are...
Go ahead. You got it.
Well...
That's your 5. Go ahead.
I know, but...
She's just trying to get the PowerPoint back up.
Yeah, there. All right, County Road 12 and 65 are already under considerable strain, according to current residents. Have you considered what else is developing within a 2 to 5 mile radius? Do these residents have no relief in sight, only to look forward to more congestion? Adding 620 homes to an area already populated would create a village all of its own. Is this what we want to encourage when development is taking over our rural areas? 92% of citizens spoke loud and clear when they said in a countywide survey that one of their top 3 concerns is sprawl. The future land use guide may be undergoing modifications, but the survey numbers cannot be modified. This request is far-reaching and due to the scale of the landmass compared to existing zoning of RA. If you will you start listening to the constituents? If not now, when? Does water absorption mean anything to the overall environment? There is a sensitive ecosystem here, rivers and streams in the bone-secure area that should be protected. Smart growth score of -6 out of +10 is the environmental impact score. The future land use guide, did the county pay for that study only to be ignored? Did the commission approve that study as a master plan less than 3 years ago, only to be ignored while being modified? What good is it then? There is nothing stopping you from modifying as priorities dictate, rather than waiting until all of the changes are in place. And my time is up.
Yeah, Matt's time is up. Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next, we have Larry Wade.
All right.
My name is Larry Wade, 8705 Mangrove Drive in Foley, which is the southeast corner of 12 and 65. We are concerned about the inherent issues that come from the development of this size with no infrastructure in place. 153 acres would roughly mean 489 lots. Most recent statistics figure 8 to 10 vehicle trips per day, or 4,000 more vehicle traffic on an already crowded 2-lane rural road. Many corridors around Foley already have several thousand homes planned. On County Road 65 alone, from County Road 10 to County Road 26, there are 8 developments. By simple numbers, County Road 65 should be at least 3 lanes now. The estimated cost to widen 65 from 2 to 4 lanes is approximately $80 to $150 million. County Road 20, which is similar to County Road 12, from 2 to 4 lanes would cost $60 to $120 million. Having worked as a surveyor and a highway superintendent, I don't think that much right-of-way exists without major drainage expenses. How's the sewage going to be treated? Are they building a plant with a maintenance plan, or is it a series of lift stations? How's the water supply? Will be installed along County Road 12, thus adding to the congestion? The projected growth around Foley is 4,000 to 4,500 new homes. They won't all be retirees. which means more schools, possibly 3 to 5 elementary schools, 1 to 2 middle schools, and another high school. The cost of these is $120 million to $200 million each, as evidence of the new Gulf Shores High School, which is costing $137 million. Let's say a typical subdivision would generate $1 million a year in revenue. It would take 30 years to pay off one elementary school. If development continues at the current rate, Baldwin County will add the equivalent of a new small town every 2 to 3 years. Where's the money coming from? Is there a master plan to solve these questions, or is it just pushing the can down the road until the quality of life here disappears? Thank you.
Thank you, Bud. All right, next.
And the final one is Will Graham.
Good morning. I'm William Graham with Jade Consulting, the civil engineer on the project. I just wanted to address a couple of the things with this project. We are asking for the RSF3 zoning. One of the reasons we're asking for this level of the zoning is we're in discussions with the Baldwin County Engineering Department right now. There's some significant drainage issues in this area, and one of the things we wanted to do with this property was to add a regional stormwater pond on the property to handle a lot of the area's drainage and improve the area as a whole from a drainage sense. In our concept plan, we had about 29 to 30 acres set aside for a large regional detention pond. And the RSF3 zoning would allow us to cluster the lots a little more in order to allow for that area of that large detention pond. Our concept plan has less than half of the 620 lots that were mentioned earlier. We have 296 lots in total proposed. And then we would, with any sort of subdivision, we would be required to get capacity assurances from the sewer provider, traffic study that would have us give us recommendations of any sort of improvements that would be required. The unpaved roads, Norris Lane and Sherman, would need to be improved to county standards, and we would be abiding by all of that with the preliminary plat and the subdivision going forward. So I don't know if there's any questions or that y'all have of me, but.
Yeah, I got a question. I see the surrounding properties, RSF3 and then RSF2. Did y'all look at 2? RSF2?
Yes, yeah, and we were just, again, I guess the regional stormwater pond was what kind of led us to RSF3 to be able to make just a slightly smaller and more condensed lot for the addition of that 30-acre pond.
And there's an RSF1 at the top of that subdivision. Did y'all look at that? RSF1?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah.
All right, thank you. That's all I have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Is there anyone else?
That's all that signed up.
Okay. All right, well, the public hearing is now, oh, excuse me, is there anybody else who'd like to speak? Okay. Public hearing is closed. Commissioners?
I make a motion that we deny this case number Z26-02.
I will second that, but I do have a comment that I would like to make.
Okay.
So
Go ahead and make
I
it.
would like to say that we are asked to rezone this. We're not asked to subdivide it at this point in time. So it's not unreasonable to consider some of the things that have been brought up, but that's not what we're being asked to do. We're asked to make a change to the use of this property moving forward. And our role is to have guided growth. And just because the parcels that are next to it or around it or down the street or whatever have been rezoned and have been built on as smaller lots, doesn't obligate us to rezone the next parcel, then the next parcel, then the next parcel. And so I think that this request just doesn't meet what I feel like that the community wants to see, and I don't think it would be good for us to continue the path, just because there has to be a point in time where you have to realize what is best. And I do want to applaud you guys for helping with the drainage problem in that area. It is serious, but I don't think that the trade-off is a almost 300 house subdivision. Thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor of the line, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, next.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
This is case Z2603, Diamond Land and Cattle LLC property. The request is to rezone from BCZ to RA. Here's the location of the subject properties within the county. The subject properties are located in Planning District 37. This is south of Lawrence Road Extension and west of Gunnison Road, near the city of Fairhope. It's approximately 96 acres, and the current use are timberland, agricultural, and residential. And the applicant's requesting to rezone these properties for a privately used barn and equestrian arena. Here are the adjacent property images. Here's a locator and site maps. As you can see, the majority of the properties are surrounded by base community zoning. We do see some rural agricultural to the south, and the primary land uses are agricultural and residential. Here's the future land use map of the properties, showing primarily conservation or low-impact development potential. In terms of the staff analysis, as mentioned earlier, in terms of the zoning, we have primarily base community zoning and rural agricultural, and that's for agricultural or residential use. The future land use map is showing primarily conservation and low-impact development, and this is intended for conservation-focused development, large lot sizes, large landscape buffers. The subject properties are located along a local road, so this request should not have any impact to our existing transportation network or utility infrastructure. The subject properties exhibit a rural, low-density development pattern. We see single-family homes situated on large lots. And then in terms of staff's recommendation, staff has determined that the zoning map amendment will strongly support the factors within the zoning ordinance and is consistent with the future land use map. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. All right, I want to call to order the case number Z2603, Diamond Land and Cattle LLC property rezoning. Do we have anyone signed up?
We do. We have 3 people signed up. The first is Kevin Kornmeyer.
All right.
Thank you very much. My name is Kevin Kornmeyer. I live at 11351 Lawrence Road Extension, the property directly north of where this development is going to go in across Lawrence Road Extension. I guess my biggest question is, it's a lack of details. They said a private horse arena, and I'm just curious what the traffic's going to be like. At nighttime, is there going to be a lot of lights, a lot of stuff like that? That's my biggest concern at this point, because I don't have a lot of details to go with it, so.
I don't know that.
Okay.
It's a request to rezone it to rural agriculture, and to be honest with you, I don't know why it wasn't zoned that when it came into zoning, so, but thank you for your question.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
All right, next we have Thomas Luce.
Good morning. My name is Thomas Luce. I'm with Jade Consulting, 208 Green Oak Road, and we are the civil engineering firm as the applicant, speak on behalf of the owner. And I'm here essentially, thank you, staff, for providing the summary. I thought that was very accurate. It's essentially a private equestrian facilities that the staff has recommended us to pursue this rezoning, as I felt it was more appropriate. And to answer the concerns of the gentleman before me, it's all going to be private use. It's not going to be big events that anyone would buy tickets for. It is essentially just a private equestrian facility for the owner's enjoyment and his family and selective guests. So if y'all have any other questions, I'm happy to answer.
Don't have any questions?
No,
Okay.
good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the last is Paul Marcinko.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak for or against this issue? Hearing none, this public hearing is closed. Commissioners?
I make a motion that we approve case number Z6-03.
All right, got a motion made by Commissioner McKenzie, seconded by Commissioner Underwood, to approve the case number Z2603 Diamond Land and Cattle LLC property zoning. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. All right, next.
This is case Z2604, Brown Hawk Landing LLC property. The request is to rezone from M1 to M2. Here's a location of the property within the county. This is in Planning District 22. The property location is north of US Highway 98 and east of County Road 95 in Alberta. It's approximately 20 acres and the current use is industrial. They are requesting to rezone for continued industrial use on the property. Here are the adjacent property images. Here's the locator and site maps. The adjacent zoning is rural agricultural with primarily timberland land use. We do see some vacant property to the west. This is the future land use map. The primary development potential area is showing moderate, and we do have some pockets of ideal conservation development as well as conservation. In terms of staff analysis, as mentioned earlier, the subject property encompasses roughly 20 acres, and the applicant has submitted an application to rezone to M2 to allow for outdoor storage in support of its current use, which is a salvage yard. The future land use map designates this property as primarily conservation and moderate development potential. In terms of the timing, the property currently contains 13 large warehouses, and they're utilized for the storage of aviation parts, and this has been ongoing since 2014. They are proposing a rezone to M2, and this would allow for the addition of another warehouse and outdoor storage, and that would align better with the current operations of the site. In terms of staff's recommendation, we determined that the requested zoning map amendment would somewhat support the factors, but would not be consistent with the future land use map. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
You don't have any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Did a great job.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to call the case number Z26-04, the Brown Hawk Landing LLC property rezoning. Do we have anybody signed?
Yes, sir. We have 3 signed up. The first is Eugene Labredo.
Good morning, Gene Labrada. Yeah, our family has a farm across the highway from this development, and we're not in favor of the proposal. When this area opened up as sort of a light industrial park, it was very attractive, well laid out, and it is on very critical wetlands. That's the headwater of the Soldiers Creek, and a lot of natural springs in there, and we're putting a lot of impervious surface on it. it started out as very attractive. The last proposal I saw that came before the commission was caveated with a request from the commission to put landscaping between their activities and the highway. Well, I think that was done, but it's since been overcome by equipment. It's just an overflow of equipment out there, and their activity has definitely exceeded their available area. It's for what they're doing, you know, they could probably find a better piece of property in a less traveled area and dwell quite happily. But I think there is a lot of room for future development here, residential. I think that corridor from Alberta to Lillian has great potential for the future, and I don't see this industrial as being part of that future for our property. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. All right, anyone else?
Yes, we have two others. Jeremy Brown.
Good morning, Council. I'm Jeremy Brown. I'm here to speak on behalf of Brown Helicopter. Brown Helicopter is a established company in Pensacola, Florida. They've owned this property for over 10 years. This would be our 14th warehouse facility. We have David Fitzpatrick, civil engineer, myself, and the owner. We have designed and built all those concurrent with the existing rules of Baldwin County. We're here with the advice of staff to ask for this rezoning. We have full set of civil drawings. David is our civil engineer. He's here. We've worked hand in hand with county staff to make sure we are within those guidelines. We have addressed the wetlands issue. We have those marked. We know where they are, and the design and the improvements are well within regulation there. So Brown Helicopter is an aviation company. They buy and sell wholesale helicopters, airplanes, and parts from the U.S. government. The term salvage is subjective. Not here to fight that issue. We're here to simply ask for the ability to build the 14th warehouse. That will get a lot of that stuff that's out there inside this warehouse, as well as clean up the front. We were in the middle of moving stuff towards the front. We're open to a landscape buffer. We want to be good neighbors. We want to be good stewards of the land and continue to be a part of Baldwin County. Yeah. Okay. I'll answer any questions you have.
Any questions?
No, I just appreciate you mentioning that about what the buffer and all that, about cleaning up in the front. So I'm glad, I was going to ask you about that.
Yes, sir.
What the other gentleman was stating, so thank you.
So we were going through the process to permit this when staff recommended this, and the idea was a lot of that stuff was in the back. Some of that's going away. A lot of it is going in the warehouse. The warehouse building is 50,000 square feet. Oh. The ones that are out there now are under 12,000 square feet, just under 12. So it's in the very back corner, so a lot of that stuff will be cleaned up. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you.
Okay. Next.
Final is David Fitzpatrick, engineer.
Morning. I'm David Fitzpatrick. I'm the civil engineer of record for the project. I'll answer any questions you may have engineering-wise.
I don't have any.
Any questions? Okay.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner, if I may give a little bit of a history with this. We have been working with the applicants on this for quite some time. They came in to pull building permits for the large warehouse that they're talking about, and as we're analyzing everything, we just realized that they're really, there's some nonconformities with their operations with the current zoning. So this whole process, we're working to basically get the site into compliance, into conformance with the zoning ordinance. The zoning is the first step. They've already applied for their site plan approval for the 50,000 square foot warehouse, which includes landscape buffers, stormwater stormwater and all those things. So this is the first step of the big process of getting the site kind of into compliance, getting it zoned properly for its use, getting all the constructed elements on site in conformity with the M2 zoning. So this is the first step of kind of getting everything taken care of out there.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone else who would like to speak for or against this issue? Hearing none, the public hearing is closed. Commissioners?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion we approve this request.
All right.
I'll second it.
I got a motion made by Commissioner Underwood, seconded by Commissioner McKenzie to approve case number Z26-04 Brown Hawk Landing LLC property rezoning. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye. 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 The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Okay, next we have other staff recommendations, and FO1 is the 30 cube program. That's an intergovernment roadway construction agreement with the city of Loxley for certain roadway improvements. Frank, can you come forward, please?
All right, good morning, Commissioners. Really excited to bring to you another 30 Cube project. So just a very brief history on 30 Cube. This program was launched in early 2025, and we've had 6 municipalities come under contract with us now to partner with various road projects that involve connectivity and capacity. As you know, as part of your strategic plan, that's some of the biggest transportation needs we have is improving capacity, improving connectivity of our roadway network. So we bring to you today the 7th project, and it is a very impressive project. So a lot of credit to Mayor Teal and some vision with the city and in working with the county of doing some long-range planning for a very nice corridor. And so this is the extension of Bedrock Boulevard to connect U.S. Highway 31 near Spanish Fort to State Route 59 in Loxley. So the map will kind of speak for itself, so if I direct your attention to the screen. As you're well aware, Bedrock Boulevard is currently constructed down to almost reaches Fish River. But there is a segment between the end of Bedrock Boulevard and the city of Loxley. If you direct a straight shot east-west from 31 over to 59, that this project will encompass. It will involve a new bridge over Fish River, nearly a 500-foot-long bridge, and a roadway corridor that's designed for future traffic, with meets current needs and future traffic needs. And it extends over to Loxley, just north of I-10. And if we look on a larger map, long-range map for future planning purposes, this will line up very nicely with the Baldwin Beach Express corridor using the old truck route 17. So the point of this project is what you see in red on the map connecting 31 to 59. However, it tees up the conversation for future advancement as we progress further east over time. So before we vote on this, I just want to I'd like to invite Greg Smith. He's representing the city of Loxley. I'd like him to come up and let's speak a little bit. But what the citizens should know, this is the largest 30 cube project that has been brought to the table to date. This is a $16.3 million project that's being funded, designed, contracted, managed, and ultimately maintained completely by local jurisdictions, the county commission and the city of Loxley. The city will take it over for maintenance when it's done. So very impressive for a local government to do a project of this magnitude. So, Greg?
Commission, thank you for allowing us to speak to you today about this project. As you know, this is a very well-needed project, has huge regional impacts. Just my few months at Loxley, I've been a little bit overwhelmed with all the development and progress that's being made in this area. I think that in the past, sometimes we haven't looked at things on a large enough scale, and I think this is a first step in developing or allowing this area to be developed in a smart manner. Instead of piecemealing smaller projects together, this is going to really have a regional impact for that whole part of the county. We've, again, it's not tied to ALDOT anyway, but of course we've had discussions with ALDOT. This is going to take a lot of traffic off of US 31 that's already overtaxed right now, and provide another east-west corridor to connect these two major roads in this area of Loxley. And we're very much appreciative of the commission bringing this program about, and we're pleased to be able to partner with the county commission on this.
Well, Greg, I just want to say this before you go.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say thank you, too, because this, on a law enforcement mind, this is going to help first responders and everybody, fire department, police, the paramedics, everybody.
Absolutely.
To get to people. So I thank you and Frank for getting this to us. So
yes, it's quite a journey to get from our police station to this part of the city limits right now. So this is going to cut off significant response time for those first responders.
I just hate Mayor Teal couldn't be here today because I know that he has been talking about this as long as I've been around, and he's taking care of other business right now. But thank you so much for being here today. Like I said, I almost didn't want to put it off for 3 more weeks because we got a 5th Tuesday in this month.
Right.
But I'm sure, other than that,
Correct.
I wish, not that I don't want to see you. I just know that he is just so, he is chomping at the bit about this.
Don't let his absence take away from his enthusiasm. He is very excited about this project.
It's very
I want to add something. There were some, if the citizens are watching, and I hope they are, I've had some reach out to me, and I told Frank this earlier. Someone said, well, why is the county involved? This is all in the city limits. Well, it benefits everybody. County residents, city, Spanish Fort, Loxley, everybody. So I just want to explain that to the citizens, to explain that to them.
And I just want to, again, reiterate how unprecedented this program is that the county has, and the fact that you recognize that, traffic issues don't necessarily have political boundaries. And even so, these residents are residents of Loxley, but they're also residents of Baldwin County. Right. And for you to recognize that and have this program is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it meets the goals of the county commission, which is capacity and connectivity improvements. And we've got some distinguished guests here with us today, which is from Spanish Fort. We were talking to the students about how that we don't exist by ourselves. We have to work together. And this, like Matt said, Commissioner McKenzie said, it helps the county because it connects. And so whether it's inside, outside, whatever, that's a long, steep point to where you connect 31 up to 59. And if you don't realize it, and like Frank said earlier, when you look at the big picture and you see where Truck Trail 17 is and how that it'll connect over to BBE 2 one day. So, thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Joel, have any more questions? Okay. All right, do I hear a motion that we adopt item number F01?
So move.
All right.
I'll second it.
Got a motion made by Commissioner Underwood, seconded by Commissioner McKenzie to adopt item number F01, which is a 30Q program, intergovernmental roadway construction agreement with the City of Loxley for certain roadway improvements. And no other discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you. All right, next, let's see. I guess we're down to yes. We have one other item. Yet, Roger?
Yes, sir. As we had discussed and presented to you in the executive session, we'd like to have the permission and authority to move forward with the purchase of a piece of property at East 5th Street in Bay Minette for $250,000, including closing costs. If we could get a motion and a second approval for that.
All right.
I'll make that motion
All right.
of the county
Got a
administrator.
motion made by Commissioner McKenzie, seconded by,
I'll second it.
okay, you ain't said it yet? Okay.
I hadn't seconded it yet,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I will. I'm
Okay.
excited about this.
Yeah. Okay. And I got a motion by Commissioner McKenzie, and do I hear a second? Okay, by Commissioner Underwood. Now, let's have some discussion. Y'all, got any discussion?
No, I just think it's a great idea. It's a great idea to purchase property that we in the future for this junior city council to see that way this county is growing, we've got to look ahead, and this is something that the county needs, is to purchase this property for the future.
Well, this piece of property was the remaining parcel that the county has not been able to acquire north of where the Baldwin County Correctional, the jail is, right?
Yes, correct.
Make sure I'm not on the wrong one. But we're kind of need some more property up there, and the courthouse, I think you students are going to go visit that today. We just don't have anywhere to expand, and as Baldwin County has grown, we have more judges coming in. We've next year they'll have a total of 10 judges here in Baldwin County, and there's just not room in the old courthouse. So whatever future plans that we get laid out, this gives us room to expand and still be centered around the county's other facilities there that we've already invested a lot of time and infrastructure in. So I think it completes the puzzle on this parcel that's north of the jail. That's the easier way to say it's the jail. I've never been in jail, and I hope y'all never have to go.
And I'd be remiss not to point out, this does put us in a better position, kind of like we've already done with Robertsdale with an additional piece of property we purchased earlier. This now allows us not only in Robertsdale, but also in Bay Minette to really truly focus on a more of a campus approach to master planning all our facilities. And obviously, that's getting us started in those two areas, and hopefully we'll soon be looking at Fairhope and Foley also, because as you pointed out, we do need to move forward, not only to address where we are today, but where we're going to be in the future, and this is just one more step towards that, and I greatly appreciate the commission, understanding that and taking this approach.
Okay.
All right. No other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 The ayes have it. All right, next is the press questions. Anybody, press right here? Commission comments?
Hi. If you don't mind, I'll go first. I want to say to their planning and zoning staff, Ms. Boykin and Ms. Rhodes, you did an excellent job, so thank you all for presenting these cases. To the staff, thank you for putting all this together. There was a few citizens that left a few minutes ago, and I wanted them to stay for my comments, but they left. Has to do with the 287G program, that they were kind of disappointed of why we approved this, but, I got to be careful how I say all this. I was trained in 287G, and it's a good program. And you have to have it. You have to train the officers, and you got to make sure you trust them, because that's when they raise their hand and swear to the Constitution, they got to do it what's right. And that's what the 287G is, a partnership with the federal government, with immigration and your local municipalities to do immigration. But you got to hold them officers to a higher standard. And if they don't, then that's up to the sheriff's office and the local municipalities to do their job. They were worried about, the citizens were worried about racial profiling or picking somebody out just because they look like they're here illegally. No, when I was trained in that, we didn't do that. We had to have probable cause to be able to pull you over or to do anything. So I just wanted, for the junior council and for the citizens listening, the 287G program was a good tool for the local municipalities to help this county and the cities and the state. And I'm very proud of that and be part of that back in 2003. So I just wanted to say that, and to everybody that's here, the citizens that are here, thank you for being here and listening, especially the junior counties, because y'all are our future. So maybe one day you'll be sitting up here if you want it, especially these zoning cases. But they're difficult. They are. We don't always agree, but that's part of it. But just want to say thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. And I will echo, the zoning cases are not easy. They're hard because you're having to make decisions about the use of land. And it's not an easy thing to do, but our staff is very good about giving us, we actually literally, they print it all out for us. Each one of us gets what is given to the public on our website. So I want to thank our staff for helping us to be the transparent government in Baldwin County. We hear a lot of buzzwords about transparency, and we hear things that people say we should do. We're already doing them. We're literally already doing those things. You just have to know to open up a computer or your phone or anything else and punch a few buttons and it's there. And if you don't know how to find something, call us. We'll tell you how to get there. We have so much stuff on our website that it might seem overwhelming, but we've even got a new little AI guy called Baldy. That's no pun on people who, sorry, Brad. I promise you, if I go bald, I'm going to go get some implants. But that's kind of a girl-boy kind of thing. But anyhow, it's a bald eagle, okay? So Baldy, and our name is Baldwin, I know. But anyhow, so I'm really thankful that we have these tools available, because I sometimes don't have an opportunity to see this during the working hours when our staff is here. I could pull it up 24/7, you know? I can pull it up and the minutes from meetings in the past, I literally went back and researched. I've got it right here in my purse. I got several pages I printed out of when we rezoned the properties that surrounded one of the ones that was denied. I looked back to see, when was that rezoned? When did that come in? When did it happen? Different things like that. And so we have, not to quote the Virginia Slims commercial, but we've come a long way, baby, in a lot of the things that we have accomplished here with improving our processes and different things like that. So I would just like to encourage anybody that might listen to this to contact us if you have questions about how to navigate and find the things that you're looking for. The only thing that'll slow you down is if you got slow internet. Other than that, go somewhere where you've got some speed and you can get it and download documents. You can download deeds from, oh my goodness now, from years and years and years ago. And our revenue commissioner has a new program that was implemented after the old Delta program went out. And you can look up property tax information for the last like 30 years. It's amazing. I think it's about 32 years actually now. So if you're concerned about transparency, we've got a lot of the stuff that we're already doing. I don't want to fail to mention something today. It is St. Patrick's Day, but it's also my 36th wedding anniversary, and my husband does not watch these meetings, but for those of you who might know Gary, y'all can applaud him for putting up with me for 36 years. I think I actually asked him to marry me because he never would ask me, but 36 years and going, so he might have, but I think I'm like, when are you going to ask me? So anyhow, so ladies, don't be scared. Don't let it pass you up. It's worked for me, and I hope it's till death do us part. So thank you, guys.
Okay. Again, I want to just thank the staff for what they do to get us into our meeting and get all the agendas ready. So that we can get them signed and get them out so that everybody has their business taken care of. You know, we had to make some hard decisions today on some issues, but, you know, I think we did the right thing in looking at it into the future, what we've been looking at. And and I just want to thank the junior council from the City of Spanish Fort for y'all coming today and trying to learn something what the government, how the county government works. You know, a lot of people think we have a lot of power and we can do just about whatever we want to, but we can't. You know, as we spoke before, you know, we don't have home rule, so we can't make a whole lot of just decisions like we'd like to have make some. Noise ordinances, we can't do that without legislative approval. So, and that came up as a ballot issue before, and it was voted down by the citizens. So, it was taken care of by the citizens. So, y'all are going to be our future. And hopefully some of y'all will step into government and make things better. We always can improve. You can't say you can't improve, but you can always improve. So I want to thank each and every one of y'all for stepping forward now and trying to learn something. I don't think y'all you've made it to the State House. You've made it to the county, and you know a little bit about the city. So you're still working on some other things. So I know y'all probably go into the law enforcement yet and judicial system. So y'all getting a very good understanding of what government means. And thank you all very much. With that being said, the meeting is adjourned.
Frank did a presentation. I'm the chair of the Gulf States Counties and Parishes Caucus. They have a new name for it now, but that's what it is. It's for the 5 states, the counties that border the Gulf of Mexico. And so they're kicking off a series of presentations, and Baldwin County was the leader of that. And we did a really, really good presentation. And according to the Charlotte, that is over that meeting that works for NACO, she said it was one of the best engagements she had seen.